We start with the preview of autumn meeting, third day, Friday, 16th November 2018 race preview. The first race will be the Adelita Handicap for horses rated 1 to 26 in Class 5 to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. Number 1 will be Power of Freedom. Power of Freedom's last outing was this season in race number 7 over 1400 meters, where Power of Freedom finished on 4th, travelled very wide of the track, but eventually finished off 4th. Same race we had number 5, Orion, who finished on 5th. Also in the same race we had number 7, Moves Like Jagger, who came up at a late run to finish on 2nd. Also in the same race we had number 8, Constance, who finished on 7th, and number 9, Porus, who finished just one behind him. That was 8th. And the eventual winner of that race was Artist Royale. Number 3 will be Sicario. Sicario's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 128 over 1400 meters. The winner of that race was Hudson, and Sicario finished on 9th. Number 4 will be Gabon. Gabon's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 106 over 1100 meters, where Gabon finished on 9th, absolutely detached from the field. Also in the same race we had number 6, that is Duchamp, who finished on 6th, and the winner of that race was Oakbrook, an impressive winner that day, who won it by 7 1/4 lengths. Number 10 will be In the Night. In the Night's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 82 over 1400 meters, where In the Night finished on 9th. The winner of that race was Princess Elena, who came up with a strong run that day down in the center and went on to win that race by 2 lengths. Number 11 will be Solaris. Solaris' last outing was this season in race number 8 over 1200 meters. After a sluggish, slow-off start was Solaris, went on to finish on 13th. And the winner of that race was Viserion, who won that race. Number 12 will be Star Phoenix. Star Phoenix last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 133 over 1600 meters, where Star Phoenix was amongst the front runners, but eventually faded out to finish on 5th in that race. The eventual winner of that race was Porus. We move on to the second race of the day, which would be the Citibank Handicap, to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. Number 1 will be Respect. Respect's last outing was in the monsoon meeting, just had 2 starts in the monsoon. Last one being in race number 100 over 1200 meters, where Respect finished on 8th. The winner of that race was Nightherd. Number 2 will be Oakbrook. Oakbrook's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 120 over 5.5 furlongs, where Oakbrook just about lost that race by about a long neck to Romanov, who was the eventual winner. Number 3 will be Blaze to Glory. Blaze to Glory's last outing was this season in race number 14 over 1600 meters, where Blaze to Glory ran out with the front runners and eventually finished on 2nd, couldn't match strides to the winner, which was Saberjet. Also in the same race we had number 10, that is Super Chic, who finished on 4th. Number 4 will be Monaco. Monaco's last outing was in race number 2 this season over 1200 meters, where Monaco finished on 3rd. And in the same race we had number 7, Midnight Magic, who finished on 4th. The eventual winner of that race was Tomorrow Forever. Number 5 will be Diamond Harbour. Diamond Harbour is the one that we need to watch out for. Last outing being in the monsoon meeting in race number 126 over 1200 meters, where Diamond Harbour went on to win that race by about half a length by beating Eastern Flame. Number 6 will be The Last Judgment. The Last Judgment's last outing was in the monsoon meeting, and it was an impressive one in race number 99 over 1200 meters, where The Last Judgment came up with a rattle on the outside and won that race by about a long neck by beating Yuvan. Number 8 will be Zaragoza. Zaragoza has had one start this season in race number 4 over 1400 meters, where Zaragoza finished on 9th. Also in the same race, we had number 9, Queen's Command, that finished on 10th. Now running over the distance of 1200 meters will be Zaragoza and Queen's Command. The winner of that race was Demonstrate. Number 11 will be Ayana. Ayana's last outing was not an impressive one in the monsoon meeting in race number 121 over 1100 meters. In a tight field, Ayana eventually finished on 6th, and the winner of that race was Praise Agaze. We move on to the third race of the day, which will be the Citibank Handicap Division 2. To be run over a distance of 1200 meters. Number 2 will be Moira. Moira's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 48 over 1200 meters, where Moira came up with a late run, eventually finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was Malana, who won that race impressively by about 5 lengths. Number 3 will be Dark Gold. Dark Gold's had one start this season in race number 4, where Dark Gold finished on 12th. Over 1400 meters. Also in the same race, we had number 7, Modification, who finished on 7th. The winner of that race was Demonstrate, who just won that race by about a long neck. Number 4 will be Artificial. Artificial's last outing was quite an impressive one. Just had one start this season in race number 2 over 1200 meters, where Artificial led the field, came into the straight by leading the pack, but eventually faded out to finish on 2nd, and the winner of that race was Tomorrow Forever. Number 5 will be My Lady Luck. My Lady Luck's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 97 over 1400 meters, where My Lady Luck came up with a late run and went on to win that race by about 3 parts of a length by beating Hail the Queen. Number 6 will be Lilac Time. Lilac Time's at 5 starts in the monsoon meeting, last one being in race number 135 over 1100 meters, has run off the board all the time, and eventually last outing finished on 11th was Lilac Time. The winner of that race was Tana, who won that race by about 1 3/4 lengths. Number 8 will be Chitrakala. Chitrakala's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 106 over 1100 meters, where Chitrakala finished on 2nd, quite a far away 2nd. That was for Chitrakala, 7 1/4 lengths behind the winner, who was an impressive winner that day, was Oakbrook. Number 9 will be Happy Returns. Happy Returns has had 2 starts this season, last one being in race number 10 over 1100 meters, where Happy Returns eventually finished on 4th after some vigorous riding, but the eventual winner of that race was The Kiss, an impressive winner that day who won it by about 7 lengths. Number 10 will be Viaraggio. Viaraggio's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 120 over 5.5 furlongs, where Viaraggio was amongst the front runners in the final stages of the race, but eventually was overtaken and finished on 3rd was Viaraggio. The winner of that race was Romanov. Number 11 will be Archivolt. Archivolt's just had one start this season in race number 8 over 1200 meters, where Archivolt finished on 8th. The winner of that race was Viserion, an impressive winner that day. Number 12 will be Eastern Flame. Eastern Flame's last outing in the monsoon meeting in race number 126 over 1200 meters was quite an impressive one, where Eastern Flame just about lost to Diamond Harbour by finishing on 2nd, just half a length behind the winner. We move on to the fourth race in today's card, which is the Young Lady Handicap to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. Number 1 will be Malana. Malana's last outing was in this season in race number 5 over 1400 meters, where Malana finished on 6th. Travelled very wide in the straight, and the eventual winner of that race was Advika, who got it at a ding-dong battle. Was Advika. Number 2 will be Carpe Noctem. Carpe Noctem's last outing was in race number 3 this season over 1100 meters, where Carpe Noctem finished on 9th. Also in the same race we had number 4 Dangal, who finished on 8th. Number 6 Bang Bang, who finished on a close second. Quite a late run that was, so Bang Bang to finish on 2nd. Also in the same race we had number 8 Coconut, who finished on 10th. Number 12 was Praise a Gaze, who finished on 5th, and number 13 Celerina, who finished on 11th. The winner of that race was Stunner. Number 3 will be Stormfront. Stormfront's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 129 over 1400 meters, where Stormfront finished on 3rd, and the eventual winner of that race was Big Star. Number 5 will be Aquitania, I beg your pardon. Aquitania's last outing was in race number 40 over 1100 meters, where Aquitania finished absolutely far away 12th. Completely detached from the field was Aquitania, and the eventual winner of that race was Splash Proof. Number 9 will be Bergamot. Bergamot's the one that we need to watch out for. Last outing being in race number 115 in the monsoon meeting over 1200 meters, where Bergamot led the pack and eventually got beat right at the post to Normie, who won that race by about a short head. Number 10 will be Sparkling Eyes. Sparkling Eyes' last outing was in race number 49 in the monsoon meeting over 1400 meters, where Sparkling Eyes finished right at the back end of the field to finish on 12th. The winner of that race was Venezia. We move on to the fifth race of the day, which will be the Star Flame Handicap to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. Number 1 will be No More Politics. No More Politics' last outing being this season in race number 12 over 1400 meters, where No More Politics couldn't do much and eventually finished out at the back end of the field to finish on 9th, and the winner of that race was Exodus. Number 2 will be Pugnacious. Pugnacious has just had one start in this season in race number 6 over 1400 meters, where Pugnacious finished towards the back end of the field to finish on 12th. In the same race we had number 5 Josh, who finished on 6th, and number 8 Splash Proof, who finished on 4th. The winner of that race was Eastern Star. Number 3 will be the local champion, that is Shivansh. Shivansh's last outing was in race number 117 in the monsoon season, which is the Monsoon Derby over 2,000 meters. And an absolute ding-dong battle with Peluche. Shivansh eventually won that race. Number 4 will be Pothos. Pothos' last outing was an impressive one in race number 118 over 2,000 meters in the monsoon meeting, where Pothos came up with a late run, being ridden out by Pete Trevor. Went on to win that race by about a neck. And also in the same race we had number 7 Dixie Diamond, who finished on 6th out of 6. Was Dixie Diamond. Number 9 will be Aldero. Aldero's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 102 over 1600 meters, where Aldero finished on 6th. The winner of that race was Fantasia, who went on to win that race. Number 10 will be Cold Frontier. Cold Frontier has just had one start, and that was in the monsoon meeting in race number 50 over 1600 meters. I beg your pardon, over 1800 meters, where Cold Frontier finished on 5th, and the winner of that race was No More Politics. Number 11 will be Vice Admiral. Vice Admiral's last outing was a very impressive one, over 1400 meters in the monsoon meeting in race number 86. Where Vice Admiral went on to win that race under heavy showers, but eventually won that race by about 3.5 lengths by beating Big Star. We go on to the 6th race, which will be the Cavalry Cup, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 1 will be Beatles Bible. Beatles Bible's last outing was not an impressive one in the monsoon meeting in race number 137 over 1200 meters. After some rigorous riding, Beatles Bible finished on 7th. Also in the same race was number 6. That was Sheer Force, who finished on a close 4th. The eventual winner of that race was Rustler. Number 2 will be Luminac. Luminac's last outing was an impressive one, which was in the monsoon meeting in race number 114 over 1400 meters, where Luminac went on to win that race by about 2 lengths. Also in the same race, we had number 5, that is Running Hand, who finished on a 3rd, and Luminac won that race by about 2 lengths, as I mentioned. Number 3 will be Prince of Heart. Prince of Heart's already had one start this season in race number 13 over 1600 meters, where Prince of Heart finished on 8th. The winner of that race was Mahali, who got it at the post. Number 4 will be Rising from Ashes. Rising from Ashes, absolutely risen from ashes, has won its last 2 starts, which was in the monsoon meeting. Last one being in race number 113 over 1600 meters, where Rising from Ashes led the pack and eventually ran away with the field by winning that race by about 4 lengths. And finished second was Fiorel. Number 7 will be Sniper. Sniper's last outing was in the Monsoon Derby in race number 117 over 2,000 meters, where we couldn't get much out of Sniper. Sniper finished on 5th, and the winner of that race was stablemate Shivansh. Number 8 will be Zephyr. Zephyr's last outing was this season in race number 5 over 1400 meters, where Zephyr finished on 5th. The winner of that race was Advika. Number 9 will be Rustler. Rustler's already had one start this season in race number 3 over 5.5 furlongs, where Rustler finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was Tanner. I beg your pardon, Rustler finished on 4th. We move on to the 7th race, which will be the Mayfall Cup, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 2 will be Multitude. Multitude's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 101 over 1400 meters, where Multitude got beat by about a long neck to Amorous White, who sprung a surprise that day. Also in the same race, we had number 4, which was Amorous White, the winner. Number 3 will be Shivalik Shah's. Shivalik Shah's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 138 over 2,000 meters, where Shivalik Shah's went on to win that race by about 3 parts of a length. Came up with a strong run down in the centre and eventually won that very closely. And finished second was Hartnell. Number 5 will be Brahmachari. Brahmachari's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 131 over 1200 meters, where Brahmachari in the final stages of the race came up with a late run and eventually was overtaken by the winner, that was Copernicus, and Brahmachari finished on 2nd. We move on to the 8th and last race, which will be the Noble Ferry Handicap, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 1 will be City Heights. City Heights' last outing was this season in race number 14 over 1600 meters, where City Heights finished far away 3rd and just almost about 7 lengths behind the winner. And the winner of that race was Saberjet. Also in the same race, we had number 8 Princess Elena, who finished on 7th. Number 2 will be Dancerous. Dancerous has had one start this season in race number 4 over 1400 meters, and it was quite an impressive one by Dancerous, who finished on second that race, just a long neck behind the winner, who was Demonstrate, who gave it a real tough fight, was Dancerous. In the same race we had number 4 X-Light, who finished on 13th right at the back end of the field, and number 5 Stelvio Pass, who finished on 3rd. Number 3 will be Smith & Wesson. Smith & Wesson's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 132 over 2,000 meters, where Smith & Wesson finished on 6th. The winner of that race was Fiorell, who won that race that day by 2 lengths. Number 6 will be Expensive Affair, been knocking on the door. Last outing being an impressive one in race number 127 over 1400 meters in the monsoon meeting, where Expensive Affair came up with a late run but couldn't match strides with the winner. Finished on 2nd. That was Expensive Affair, 3 lengths behind the winner, that was Arjuna. Number 7 will be Bengal Tiger. Bengal Tigers just had one start this season in race number 2 over 1200 meters, where Bengal Tiger finished on 5th. And same race, the winner was Tomorrow Forever, who went on to win that race hands and heels. Number 9 will be Artist Royale. Artist Royale's last outing was an impressive one this season over 1400 meters in race number 7, where Artist Royale led the pack and eventually ran away with the race by winning it by about 3.5 lengths by beating Moves Like Jagger, who finished on 2nd. Number 12 will be Romantic Zeal. Romantic Zeal's just had 2 starts in the monsoon meeting, last one being in race number 85 over 1400 meters, where Romantic Zeal finished on 3rd, travelled very wide of the track in the final stages of the race, but eventually gathered momentum and finished on 3rd towards the inside. The winner of that race was Fire Opal. Number 13 will be Hovering. Hovering's last outing was in race number 120 over 5.5 furlongs in the monsoon meeting, where Hovering finished on 4th. The winner of that race was Romanov, who then made it into a pillar-to-post victory, and just about won that race was Romanov. Number 14 will be Shivai. Shivai's last outing was in the monsoon meeting, just had one start there in race number 82 was Shivai over 1400 meters, finished on 7th. The winner of that race was Princess Elena, who won that race by about 2 lengths. Thank you.